Hello, everybody, and welcome to Off Script. I'm Bruce Johnson. President Donald Trump denying tonight on Twitter that he used a vile, derogatory comment when discussing immigrants from Africa, Haiti, and El Salvador. But at least one senator, a Democrat, in the Oval Office at the time, he says the president's lying. And no one in that room is really countering that tonight. We got a lot to talk about. Let's start with Karl Racine. He's the District of Columbia's first elected Attorney General. He's also Haitian American. Let me just ask you, your reaction to the president's comments.
You know, Bruce, when I first heard of them, I was hoping somehow, some way that there was a misinterpretation. But obviously, I applied my common sense and I said, my God, this is who President Trump is. He says this kinds of stuff. He acts it out. And he actually passes policies, and this is what I'm concerned with the most. His immigration policy appears to be racist-based and ethnic-based, and it's really important for State Attorney General, and I'm proud of my Democratic colleagues, to bring this president to court on these actions. And that's why we're suing him in the DACA cases, and that's why we sued him on the travel ban cases.
You are a proud Haitian American. We stand here on the 8th anniversary of the earthquake. I was there. I was in Port-au-Prince. We covered it. That just adds to this, the pain, the hurt. It has to, right?
It totally does. And you know from being there in Haiti, what Haitians would say about Americans is thank you. Thank you for being such great neighbors and Samaritans to help us out in the time we need it. Haitians are always reciprocal. They love America. And what we got from this president is no sense of history, no sense of facts. Instead, we've got a president who appears to be watching Tarzan during the day. I mean, really espousing views that are decades old and decades wrong.
Do you think the president knows that Haitian Americans fought alongside Americans in the Revolutionary War?
I don't believe he knows that.
You don't think he knows the history of Haiti?
I don't believe he knows that. And the history, as you said, is that America is free today because Haitian American soldiers came over to American territory and helped those revolutionary soldiers defeat the British.
The best educated and some of the hardest working people in all of the country live right here in the Washington area. Many of them can easily trace their origin to another country. They've got some thoughts about President Trump's remarks. Got to talk to some of them at Barracks Row, this bustling Capitol Hill neighborhood today. Take a listen. What did you think of the president's remarks?
What can you think of lunacy? I mean, one, I'm really upset that folks are surprised. The man told us over and over and over again that he was racist and a white supremacist. And I'm sick at over 60 years old to have to say that to you or to anyone.
Thank you.
You know, as a president, we don't expect him to say certain things, but this is different. This president is different, so there's not much we can say, really.
Not surprising, unfortunately.
Not surprising.
Yeah, very disappointing.
If you had a chance to talk to the president, what would you say to him today?
What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm sorry?
She said it best.
What the hell is wrong with you? I don't understand what's going on with him, and it's very disappointing and disheartening, actually.
He's a complete idiot. I've been to both, and they are fine people and fine countries, and we have many, many Haitians in Washington, D.C., and I'm sure they must be deeply offended.
This is all too common for this president to just completely demean and use derogatory words talking about immigrants, but also it feels like it's comments around people of color. To throw in Norway as a good country, I don't know how the president evaluates this. I think we're tired of it. It certainly doesn't show leadership. It's not presidential, but I think we've run out of times that we've said that his words and actions aren't presidential.
There has been no official response from the White House even tonight, and the president, as you saw earlier, refused to respond to shouted questions today at an MLK signing. But on Twitter this morning, President Trump denied that he made the disparaging comments attributed to him. First in the Washington Post article, here's what the president tweeted. Never said anything derogatory about Haitians other than Haiti is obviously a very poor and troubled country. Never said take them out, made up by Dems. Have a wonderful relationship with Haitians. Probably should record future meetings. Unfortunately, no trust. Democratic Senator, though, Dick Durbin from Illinois was in that meeting. He says the president's tweet is just a lie.
You've seen the comments in the press. I have not read one of them that's inaccurate. To no surprise, the president started tweeting this morning denying that he used those words. It is not true. He said these hate-filled things, and he said them repeatedly.
We're talking to the President of the United States, world leader, and his comments could have a rippling effect in our relationships overseas. I talked with Washington Post senior political reporter Erin Blake about what all this could mean. Erin, from what we're hearing, Dick Durbin, only Democrat in the room, the rest were Republicans. Where are the Republicans? What are they saying tonight about the president's comments?
Well, if you look at their comments carefully, you won't see a complete confirmation that the president actually said these remarks. We have a statement from two Trump allies, staunch Trump allies in the meeting, David Perdue from Georgia and Tom Cotton from Arkansas, that said that they could not recall the president having made such a comment. It's a pretty carefully parsed statement that you'd expect to see maybe in a court. We have two secondhand confirmations from senators who say they've heard from people who were in the meeting that Trump actually did say this. Those are Tim Scott and Jeff Flake from Arizona. And then we just got a statement not too long ago from Lindsey Graham, who is the senator who, according to Dick Durbin, actually confronted the president about this remark. But Senator Graham did not actually directly confirm the remark. He just said that he actually talked to the president about what he had said and basically suggested that Durbin had the version of events right. So the president seems to take issue with at least something that was said in this meeting, but we don't know exactly what he takes issue with, and we don't have an exact specific account of exactly what was said in this meeting.
Well, a lot of people around the world seem to be acting as though he did say this. They've got all the confirmation they need. What's happening at the embassies? I understand some of our men and women are being called in by these governments.
Yeah, this is all kinds of difficult sledding for diplomacy. You know, we're talking about a comment that lumped 1/6 of the world's population in with this particular word that the president used. Of course, the entire population of Africa, Haiti, El Salvador, that's 1.2 billion people combined. And when you have to deal with these countries diplomatically, that's going to lead to some hard feelings. We've seen the government of Botswana ask the U.S. government for clarification about whether it believes that it fits this description that the president apparently offered on Thursday. And so there's going to be all kinds of fallout from this, both diplomatically, personnel-wise. People who are working in these countries are obviously going to have to deal with this to some extent, and that makes everybody's job much more difficult.
And I would imagine our enemies are waiting to pounce on this, to use this to their advantage, right?
Yeah, I think that anytime you're talking about foreign relations, anytime you're talking about a president who is alienating people overseas, enemies are going to see that as an opportunity to take advantage, as an opportunity to seize upon those strained relationships. You know, another nation right now that the president has alienated is Britain, with his decision to call off his visit there and his explanation for that on Thursday night. So the president is doing all of these different things, and all of these things have an effect on diplomacy.
Erin Blake. Erin, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
Should President Donald Trump apologize for his comments, which included a suggestion that more people from places like Norway be allowed to immigrate here? Go to WUSA9.com or the WUSA9 app to vote tonight. Coming up, a panel from the continent the president attacked in his remarks. Back in a minute.